Salutations, my name is Summer, and this is Cozy Reading with Quaker Cats, and I want to talk about a lot of things today. so, um, so many things. Okay, I want to talk about next year's reading plans. I want to talk about a reading project that I want to do that might involve you. I So Rick McDonald, he has been doing something this past year, and maybe he's been doing it for a long time, I don't know, about where he asks for book recommendations. And, they're really neat videos. Anyway, I am wanting to know people's favorite books, like their all-time, one of their favorite books. And I would love for you guys to recommend me your favorite book, and I would like to uh, incorporate it into my next year reading plans. I love any kind of subject. I love nonfiction, fiction. I don't care for things that are too gory. I say that, yet I love Stephen King, and he has some, he has some dark books. Um, So I'll try anything. One thing I do have to say is I will be very honest, and I know everybody wants everybody to love their all-time favorite book, but it doesn't mean I like you any less if I don't love your favorite book. So yes, if you have any interest in recommending me your favorite book, I would love to read it. So just put a comment down below and I'll get back to you. Also, I plan to have like a cutoff for that. I was thinking, I think it's Friday, December 18th will be a good time to cut that project off so that way I could set up my 21 reading plans. So yeah. Anyway, I'm excited about that. You guys, if you watch my other videos, you know I have two things set up in January. The Dragon Bone Chair, Tad Williams. Rick McDonald is doing a read along, but he's doing the whole series. There's 4 books, so I don't know if it's going to last till April or May, but I'll link his channel down below. Also, Noah at Everyone Who Reads It Must Converse is doing a read-along in January on 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. So, and I read Love in the Time of Cholera a long time ago, and I really enjoyed it. So, looking forward to it. If nothing else, just talking about our opinions on books. So, okay. Let me see here. I gotta get my thoughts all together. Yeah, so this shelf that's seen better days, that there's missing books, that is going to be turned into my 2021 TBR. So if you see books on that shelf, that is going to be my TBR for this coming year. Because I'm going to try to read my own books instead of, I have a ton of books that I want to read. Anyway, this shelf, I'm a little embarrassed to say, is full of books that I've started and haven't finished. It's not that I wasn't enjoying them. It just apparently was not the time. So some of them I'll be able to pick up and continue on. Some of them I'll have to start over again. And that's how it is with certain books. Some of them you can remember forever, and other times I have to start over. So, and I know this is like a ton of books, but so far this year I've read 135. Last year I read 193, and the year before that 137. So I always say around 100 books if all goes well. So I'm not going to show you 100 books today. Do not worry. But I wanted to share. Something else. Not necessarily a project, but I wanted to share 3 of my all-time favorite books with you. I would love if any of you have read them or plan to read them in 2021, if you would let me know. I want to reread these because I want to make sure that they are still my favorites. So, first thing first, The Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck. Oh, when I read this, I remember, and I did not read this edition, I read a library edition, but I remember hanging on to almost every sentence in this book. I just thought it was the most beautiful thing ever. And since then, I've read, what, 3 or 4 John Steinbeck books, and they were okay. East of Eden, it was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't a bad book. Tortilla Flat, I think I'm too serious of a person to appreciate the humor of it. But you know, it had some good parts in it. And then the Pearl. I don't know. I don't think I really cared for the Pearl. It was okay. I feel like it was like a traditional story of life and what we think is so important and what isn't. So you know, it had a good story, but it was a story I had already heard many times told in different ways. So anyway, this is the all-time favorite. If you guys have read it, if you plan to read it, let me know throughout the year, whatever. All this is very casual. Also, I've read this many times, but it's been a while. Prodigal Summer by Barbara Kingsolver. I just remember just loving this book. It made me laugh. It made me have all the feels. You know, it has nature, it has predator prey, it's relationships. Yeah. So, yeah, let me know about that one. If you plan to read it, if you have read it, your thoughts, just let me know. Okay, the third one. I don't think I've ever seen anybody read this on BookTube. And you know, I mean, there's so many videos, there's so many of you guys out there, but this is Drawing in the Dust by Zoe Klein. Years ago, my friend Jane sent me not this copy, but a different copy of this book up here, and I just sorry, it's too early. I just get this feeling with this book. I loved it so much. Now, in saying that, there are some things that are convenient, but it's about an archaeologist, and you know, the bones speak to her. She's been doing this for 12 years. Okay, brilliant archaeologist Paige Brookstone is convinced bones speak. Yet none of the ancient remnants she has unearthed during her 12 years of toiling at Israel's storied battlegrounds of Megiddo, I don't know how to pronounce it, has delivered the life-altering message she so craves. It just goes on and on. So, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I could say this is my all-time favorite book. I want to reread it sometime next year because I want to see if it holds up to my thoughts on it, my past thoughts on it. So yeah, those are 3 of my all-time favorite books, and I would love to know your opinions about them. Okay, so a book I want to reread for next year. And I've wanted to read this all year long, and I have not fit it in. But it's Stephen King, Needful Things. All year long, I have been thinking about this book. And I want to reread it. So I got to put it in there for 2021. Okay, so now I want to share some other reading plans with you for 2021. I plan to continue on with my Great American Reads. I think in January I'll do a video to kind of update just in case I've read some more of the books on the list in the next 2 months. Okay, so I plan to read, 2 of these are a reread. I've already talked about this, so you guys might already know, but 2 of these are a reread, 2 of these are not. But I plan to read the whole series, Ken Follett, The Evening and the Morning, The Pillars of the Earth is a reread. World Without End will be a reread, and then A Column of Fire. So I have not read the prequel or the third book or fourth book, however you want to count it. But I have read these two and love them. Love Ken Follett. I also love his Fall of the Giants, which I think in 2022, I'll reread that series because he's fantastic. Okay, so some books I absolutely want to get to, and I've done these in sets of 3, and I only have 3 different sets, so I'm not gonna have you here all day, hopefully. But one book I absolutely want to read, and I was thinking April, is The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. Been wanting to read this all year also, and I haven't got to it. Free Food from Millionaires by Min Jin Lee. She is the author who wrote Pachinko. I don't know exactly what this is about. I'm guessing it's about a Korean family, and free food for millionaires. Oh, which could be a subject all of its own. But yeah, I'm excited about delving into one of her books again. And the other one, this is the sequel to The Revolution of Marina M., which I read a couple months ago. Loved it. This is Chimes of a Lost Cathedral, Janet Fitch. So the Revolution of Marina M started out, I believe, in 1917, 1918, where the Civil War was going on in Russia. And I don't know anything about it besides those tiny little things, but I want to know more. Okay, so 3 new to me authors that I want to read. And these are all historical fiction. All right. And that is Bernard Cornwell. I have never read him. The Last Kingdom is the first book, I believe, in a Viking trilogy. Disillusion by C.J. Sansom. This is the first book in a huge series. This is during Henry VIII's reign, and I believe it's a mystery, like detective mystery type book. I'm hoping to buddy read. I've never done a buddy read, but I'm hoping to buddy read this with Peg at the history shelf. So hopefully we can work that out. Of course, her knowledge is is exceeds way above mine. She is. I mean, I don't know if if I'm going to link her channel down below, so check her out. She is really a history fan, and I am just a amateur. I usually read historical fiction, but I do like history also. Okay, the last one, The Burning Chambers by Kate Moss. I have not read anything by her. I believe this is the first book in, I don't know if it's a duology, continuing series. I don't believe it's a standalone, but I could easily be wrong. And orange is my favorite color. This cover is gorgeous. And I believe this is the, I was going to say 1600s. It's 1562 in France. So that'll be new also. I don't read much about France. Okay, the last 3 I want to share you are 3 nonfiction books that I hope to get to. Some of these I've had for a long time, and they've just been sitting on my shelf. Okay, the first one, To a Mountain in Tibet by Colin through. I always want to put an R in there. Thuban. I'm not for sure how to pronounce it. I really want to put an R in there to be like Thurban. So I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'm looking forward to it. Also, Tamed and Untamed. I just bought this a couple months ago. Cy Montgomery and Elizabeth Marshall Thomas. Close Encounters of the Animal Kind. And yeah, I've got to read this book. And so, okay, and the last one. I've had this book for years just sitting on my shelf, and I love this subject, things like this. Anyway, it's called Written in Bone, How Human Remains Unlock the Secrets of the Dead. And this is a 2nd edition. Consultant editor is Paul Bain. Anyway, Yeah, I love that cover too. So, and yeah, there's pictures in here. Oh, it's gonna be so interesting. Yeah, wow. Okay. Excited, super excited. Let me see. Okay. So like I said, if you guys are interested in me reading your favorite book, let me know by December 18th. And honestly, I would do it after the 18th, but I'd slide it in somehow. But yeah, I figure the 18th gives you guys a month to think about it. And then that gives me plenty of time to try to write out plans for 2021. So anyway, yeah, I hope you guys are having a great day. Please leave a comment down below and let me know anything you guys are thinking about. And yeah, thank you so much. Oh, and I forgot. Yesterday, I forgot to mention was my mom's birthday. She stopped by right before my video. So I guess that's why I was like so happy and peppy. I forgot to mention it. She turned 68 yesterday. So, and I just love her so much. I bought her a couple of Alice Hoffman books, some beautiful UK editions of like magic lessons that just came out and practical magic. So, anyway, yes, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great day. Bye.